Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestlers Break and to another edition of NXT 2.0 out of 10. And yeah, it's War Games this weekend. It's come flying up on us. But you know, the first pay-per-view since the rebrand on Sunday, and this is obviously the go-home show. We've got lots going on, still got the advantage matches for the War Games and all of that. So let's get straight into it with Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai, who are in a brawl with Shirai, Lee Ray, Gonzalez, Jade and all of that as it kicks off. The fight headed off to the ringside area before we got Kai versus LeRae for the advantage match. Ladders were set up around the ring and Ray hit a big super kick using one. Kai then dodged the early finisher and dropped KLR on the steel steps. Ray then sent Kai into the ladder before setting up a ladder in the ring. Kaylee Ray then tried to climb it but was dragged down by Kai and then was on the apron before hitting Kai with a stomp. Kai nearly got a briefcase but something made her turn and hit a double stomp on Ray. Kai then went up the ladder once more before being dragged down. Kai's foot was stuck on one of the rungs and it allowed Kaylee Ray to pick up the briefcase. I'm going to give this 7 out of 10. Right result for me. Kind of something different to the usual with the heels winning. And yeah, this was a really fun match, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Andre Chase was backstage and said that he would get his revenge on Grimes for insulting him in front of the teachers last week before GYV were trying to break into some lockers backstage before they got taught by Jacket Time and Briggs and Jensen. They ran off Briggs and Jensen and they wondered about what their plan was on NXT. Interesting, before we got Cameron Grimes versus Andre Chase. Grimes had the early advantage but changed managed to turn it around. His students were watching the match and Andre was distracted as he started showboating, allowing Grimes to get back in control. Cameron got a big counter, hitting the cave-in for the win. Duke Hudson showed up after the match and showed a range of different hairstyles. Cameron ran out of the ring and dragged Chase back in the ring before getting some hair clippers from under the ring. He was about to shave the head but got out. Yeah, this was just a short but fun little segment. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'm actually looking forward to this match next week. Idris Enofi then showed up in a short video and it was showing how he was in the military before he joined NXT, another new character, and yeah, he got beat later on basically before Team 2.0, all of the new guys called out Johnny Gargano and the rest of the veterans and took their turns to trash talk their opponents. Breaker was announced as the man who would face Gargano. He came out and challenged Breaker to the main event alone, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I'll go more into detail when we get to the match. Before MSK reached the tag team Shaman after just 5 weeks, but the promo cut out just as a man was being revealed, and we went straight into Von Wagner and O'Reilly versus Legado del Fantasma. Wagner and Mendoza kicked off the match, and O'Reilly was tagged in early on as they isolated Raul in the ring. Wagner came in before Zion Quinn walked out and stared down Electra Lopez. After a break, a brawl broke out between Quinn and Escobar. In the ring, O'Reilly and Wild slugged it out, and Wild got a big DDT. However, Wagner and O'Reilly tossed Mendoza out of the ring before pinning Wild for the double team, and that meant they're the number 1 contenders and they will be going to War Games. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. For me, the right result, and yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes, but yeah, definitely the right result, and I'm looking forward to that match. Gacy was out next on NXT and brought his 3 other superstars to help him train for the Cruiserweight title match. Before we got a quick match versus a local competitor, Gacy got a quick takedown with the first time and hit his opponent with a big boost. He then went around to getting the pin and hugged his opponent after the match before calling in the second opponent, but Diamond Mine interrupted. Bivens taught Joe, but he refused to talk to him, calling him aggressive and asked to speak to Strong directly. Strong got in the ring and they attacked Gacy, but he retreated. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was fine, just storyline building stuff, nothing much really more to say. Before we got Solo Sikoa versus the previously mentioned Enofi. Sikoa got a few near falls on before kicking Enofi down in the ring. He got a spinning slam before Edris came in with a standing moonsault. Sikoa then got another near fall off a sentence, but Enofi came back in before Sikoa dodged the dive and hit the Samoan drop to pick up the win. Flotta attacked Sikoa after the match and choked him, but Enofi saved Solo before getting caught out and choked himself. Sikoa sent Boa outside before he and Enofi stood tall. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's kind of a weird segment now. Are they friends or not? I mean, I didn't feel like it was the right segment to bring Enofi, and maybe he was the one that should have got local contestant, because yeah, you didn't really want either of those guys losing. Before backstage, Indy found out that Dexter Lumis was missing from hospital. What's he like? Before Electra walked up to Quinn in the parking lot and wished him luck for his match with Santos Escobar. Before we got Pedro Porto and Indy Hartwell versus Feroz and Leon. Indy was zoning out as usual, and our opponents capitalised. Hartwell took a drop kick before nearly being pinned, before Perotta finally got the tag and came in to take her opponents down quickly with the Snake Eyes and spinning TKO for the win. I'll give it 6 out of 10. Classic tag team match. Nothing much more to say. I think it's just about that waiting game to see where this storyline develops with everything going on at the moment. Before it was time for our main event, Johnny Gargano versus Bron Breakker. Breakker got a big stalling vertical suplex in the match before Gargano sent the young star outside and hit a big dive. The ladder was set up and Breakker tried to climb before being taken down by Johnny wrestling. Gargano sent Breakker over the announcer's desk with a dive before Breakker pushed the ladder into Gargano and took him down. Breakker lifted the ladder with Gargano on top, but Johnny rolled out. However, he took a Frankenstein. Both men climbed the ladder and Breakker was taken down by Gargano, but Bron came back and dropped him one last time before picking up the briefcase. The two War Games team attacked and a massive brawl happened as the show went off the air. But overall I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Really fun match for me, the right result, and it got me hyped for the match, so that's all you really want, to be honest. But overall this week NXT gets a 7 out of 10 from me. This was actually a really enjoyable show, probably one of the most enjoyable of the NXT 2.0 era so far. Lots going on, lots of fun. On the whole, this definitely gets a positive up A star, not A star, but high grade. But anyway, guys, and that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. If you want to think subscription mode for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel, and that'll be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.